The old Kincaid House loomed over the small town of Hollow Creek. Locals whispered tales of its tragic past. They spoke of a family torn apart by grief and madness. The Kincaid patriarch had lost his wife in a tragic accident. Driven to despair, he took his own life within the house's walls. The townsfolk believed their spirits remained trapped within the home. The house stood empty for decades, a haunting reminder of the tragedy. Its windows, like vacant eyes, stared out at the town below. Adam and Sarah, a young couple new to Hollow Creek, dismissed the local legends. They saw the Kincaid House as a charming antique. Its faded grandeur and secluded location appealed to their sense of adventure. They were eager to start a new life, far from the city's noise and crowds. The house, despite its somber reputation, represented a fresh start. They dismissed the warnings of the townsfolk, attributing their fears to superstition. The house welcomed them with unsettling silence. Shadows seemed to linger in the corners even during the day. Sarah busied herself with unpacking, trying to ignore the oppressive atmosphere. She found solace in brightening the house, filling it with their belongings. Adam, however, felt an immediate unease. He couldn't shake the feeling of being watched, of unseen eyes following his every move. The disturbances started subtly. Footsteps echoed in the hallway at night. Doors creaked open, seemingly on their own. Sarah initially dismissed these as the house settling, but then the whispers began. Faint, unintelligible murmurs seemed to emanate from the walls themselves. They were always present, a constant undercurrent to the silence. Sarah tried to rationalize them, but a seed of doubt had been planted in her mind. One room remained off-limits, the attic. Adam refused to go near it, claiming a sense of dread emanated from the sealed door. Sarah, however, found her curiosity piqued. She felt drawn to the attic, compelled to understand the source of the strange occurrences. She convinced herself it was simply an old house in need of repair. The whispers, she reasoned, were likely the wind whistling through cracks. But deep down, a part of her feared something more sinister was at play. Driven by a mixture of fear and determination, Sarah decided to investigate the attic. She found an old, heavy key hidden away in a drawer. It fit the padlock perfectly. As she turned the key, a cold draft rushed out from the attic. The air grew thick with the scent of decay and something else, something unidentifiable but undeniably ominous. Sarah took a deep breath and pushed the door open. The attic was shrouded in darkness, illuminated only by slivers of moonlight filtering through cracks in the boarded-up windows. Dust motes danced in the stale air. As Sarah stepped inside, she felt a cold hand grip her arm. She turned, her heart pounding in her chest. Standing before her, she saw a translucent figure. Its eyes glowed with an eerie light reflecting the moonlight. The figure reached out, its touch sending chills down Sarah's spine. Adam returned home to find the attic door ajar. He called out for Sarah, but only silence greeted him. Panic surged through him as he remembered the local legends. He raced up to the attic, his mind filled with dread. The room was empty. Sarah was gone. He searched desperately for her, his calls echoing through the empty house, but Sarah was gone, vanished without a trace. Days turned into weeks, and the search for Sarah proved fruitless. Adam, consumed by guilt and grief, abandoned the Kincaid House. He left Hollow Creek, forever haunted by Sarah's disappearance. The townsfolk whispered that Sarah had become another victim of the Kincaid House. They said the whispers had claimed her, just as they had claimed the Kincaid family before. The Kincaid House stood silent once more, its secrets buried within its walls. Yet, the whispers remained. They seemed to grow stronger, bolder, as if fueled by their latest victory. The townsfolk avoided the house, their fears confirmed. And so, the Kincaid House waited. It waited for the next unsuspecting soul to cross its threshold, drawn in by its deceptive charm. The cycle was ready to begin anew.